Hello students, today we are going to discuss second lesson in your textbook, Dick Whittington and his cat. Dick Whittington was a poor boy lived in village of Southington. He lost his parents and unkindly treated by the villagers. One day, he overheard that the streets of London paved with gold. So Dick set out to walk to London. Here, overheard means heard by chance. On the way, he met with a man in a cart. The carter offered him lift to London. They arrived in London just before nightfall. The carter left Dick and made his way. Poor Dick stood alone and looked around in dismay and searching the gold. Dismay means confusing state. Dick spent the night in the corner of the alley. The next morning, his condition was miserable, with cold and hunger. He begged for food, but no one helped him. By chance, he had fallen in front of a house of a rich merchant, Mr. Fitzwarren. "Why don't you work if you need food?" "I would work, but I know nobody who will give me anything to do." Here, alley means a narrow space between two buildings. Mr. Fitzwarren gave Dick food and work. He had a small corner in an attic to sleep, and his work was to help the cook in the kitchen. But still, there were two difficulties. One was the rat and the mice scampered all over the night, and the other difficulty was the cook's bad temper. For rat and mice, he bought a cat for him. But the other difficulty was not easy to overcome. The cook scolded him and hit him with a wooden spoon. Scampered means small insects moving with small steps. To overcome is to find solution. Finally, Dick decided to leave the house. He left the house early morning along with his cat. He walked as far as Holloway. Dick sat down on a stone to rest. It was 1st November, All Saints' Day. The church bells were ringing. It seems they were ringing out a message for him. "Lord Mayor of London, I should like to be Lord Mayor, and for that I can put up with a few scoldings from the cook." Here the prayer that he heard was, "Turn again, Whittington, thou worthy citizen, Lord Mayor of London." So Dick returned to Mr. Fitzwarren house. Mr. Fitzwarren used to send ships far across the sea to trade. One day, he called his household together and said, "I am sending a ship to the African coast to trade. Would any one of you like to send something of yours on it? You can then share the profit if the voyage is successful. Have you nothing of your own, Dick? If only the cat, then let your cat go on the ship." So Dick fetched his cat and said goodbye to it. The captain was delighted with the cat as an excellent mouser that can kill mice. The ship arrived at a place of the African coast, Barbary. The country was suffering from plague. The king and the queen wanted to get rid of rats and mice. The captain offered Dick's cat to the king. The queen was very happy with the cat. In return to it, the king ready to purchase all the cargo from the ship and gave lots of money to the captain. When the ship returned, the captain told the whole story to Mr. Fitzwarren. The merchant sent for Dick. He paid him all the money the captain received for the cat and said, "From now on, we should call you Mr. Mr. Whittington, for you are a rich man. For this time on, Dick worked with Mr. Fitzwarren and became a successful merchant himself. He married Mr. Fitzwarren's daughter Alice, and three times he was elected Lord Mayor of London. He was also in times knighted by the king and became Sir Richard Whittington. He was not only famous but also popular too, for he always helped the poor with his money. Here, knighted means honored. So, I hope students you understood the story of Dick Whittington and his cat. So, after this, note down all the difficult words which are written in red color. Thank you.